Here is the price of what it costs in Asia, price per square meter to buy an apartment in the city center. We've got Hong Kong coming in at by far the most expensive, very small piece of land. We've got Singapore, Seoul, Shanghai, Beijing, Tokyo, interesting, coming in like kind of lower than you'd think. Bangkok, Manila, Hanoi, Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur.
Wow. I mean, Hong Kong's number one. That's no surprise. Singapore is obviously up there. Bangkok used to be like, that's all Bangkok was known for, is the cheap apartment, cheap amenities, right?
Right, but it's really rising up the list, and I guess Tokyo is kind of moving down the list.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because Japan is going through negative interest rates and deflation. We all know that. And Japan is kind of like almost relying on tourism. Obviously, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a lot of articles about that. What does this tell you about Bangkok? This is where we're at right now.
Well, I think if you really look at it, Bangkok and up, those are like your ultra developed cities in my opinion. So Bangkok's the cheapest of the ultra developed cities, but probably people would want to work in Hong Kong and buy something in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah, I see that. And you said before, a lot of people are moving to Kuala Lumpur and Vietnam because of the cheaper apartments, right?
Well, some people are even leaving Bangkok for Hanoi, Da Nang, Ho Chi Minh, Kuala Lumpur, Penang, Jakarta, or Bali.
Right, but there's like a comment that said that, yes, sure, Kuala Lumpur and Vietnam and all these other cities and countries are way cheaper than Bangkok, but the amenities are not as nice, right?
Yeah, and I think like obviously depending on your certain identity, maybe being in a place like Jakarta or being in a place like Malaysia, it could be like at odds. You know what I mean? Or there's a lot of things to consider. But you know what's interesting that we didn't talk about is Manila. But you know, all these places are much better than they used to be in Southeast Asia. I think they all have neighborhoods that somebody from a Western first world country would feel comfortable living in.
Right. So, I mean, only 8 months ago, Bangkok was the only place that everybody talked about. Obviously, we got YouTubers like Mike Yu, Paul Lee, Forrest, all these guys were talking about the Bangkok condo. But now, I don't know.
Everybody's
Vietnam.
in Da Nang.
Yeah.